Hey everybody, my name is Gavin and I love horror. About a month and a half ago, I declared that Rob Zombie's The Munsters was the worst movie of 2022. And many of you jumped in my comments to tell me that no, actually, Jeepers Creepers Reborn is way worse. At that point, I knew I had to check out Jeepers Creepers Reborn and see if it was worthy of the, oh God, 0% on Rotten Tomatoes. But could Jeepers Creepers Reborn really be that bad? Let's get into it. Before we get started, would absolutely love if you leave a like for this video and subscribe to the channel. And I want to give a very special thank you to everybody who helped absolutely make my Terrifier 2 making history video blow up. That's awesome. David Howard Thornton even commented on it. Special shout out to Steve Barton, who actually retweeted the video and told a lot of people to check it out. And also special shout out to Brad Miska, who helped co-found Bloody Disgusting. My video got mentioned in an article on bloodydisgusting.com, so that is a huge dream come true for me. So thanks to everybody who watched, commented, and left a like on that video. I do appreciate it a lot. My history with the Jeepers Creepers franchise is I think generally the movies are fine, I guess. I watched the first two but never saw the third. I also recognize that people often avoid this series because the writer-director of the first three movies is a convicted sex offender. So I can see why people might want to avoid the series because of that reason. But this new movie has no connection whatsoever to that original writer-director and is done by a completely new team. And I guess the big question to answer first is Jeepers Creepers Reborn as bad as everyone says it is? And the short answer is, yeah, it is. It is really, really bad. And I'll get to the worst part, what makes it so terrible at the end. But honestly, it's a bad movie. It's objectively terrible, but I did have a lot of fun with it, if that makes sense. Like, the movie is so bad, it almost ventures into so bad it's good territory. The plot follows a couple who's getting ready for a horror hound festival in Louisiana to compete in a cosplay contest. And if that seems like the loosest plot thread to get people from point A to point B in a horror movie, you'd be correct. I've never seen gotta get to a cosplay contest as a plot for a horror movie, so good job on working that in there, I guess. Regardless, it doesn't matter why they're going to Louisiana, we just gotta get them to the creeper so the creeper can get some kills. The main characters do get to the Horror Hound Festival, but honestly, by how unorganized and poorly attended it is, you'd think they're at Days of the Dead. Haha, got 'em. The creeper this time out has become completely neutered, and his need to eat people to get organs is pretty much glossed over, other than a plot point about he needs to eat the main character's baby, I think. But he doesn't have any of the cool stuff that makes the creeper, so he becomes kind of like a stereotypical slasher villain. And the creeper doesn't have enough personality, nor is he interesting enough to just be a regular slasher villain. Also, he doesn't look great either. The only thing creeper about the creeper this time out is at the beginning of the movie, he does get into a car chase with some of the finest elderly local theater actors that the production could afford. I don't know where they found these people, but they are just hamming it up on the screen. And I don't know why the sequence was so drawn out, but the couple would run away from the creeper, they'd get away, then the creeper would show back up, they'd be chased some more, they'd get away again, and then they were like, we gotta go back to the creeper's house and see what he dumped down that tube. No, Grandma and Grandpa, go home, go to church. Just don't go to the creeper's house. What are you doing? And that's one of the reasons that Jeepers Creepers Reborn is considered so bad. This has some of the worst acting I've ever seen. And listen, I know acting is not easy. I've acted in some short films. I've done community theater. Acting is very, very hard. And I'm not saying I could do any better. But everybody delivers their lines in this movie like they're being held at gunpoint or this is their first time ever speaking words. My personal favorite line delivery in this is the main character, the main female character at the end of the movie blinds the creeper and says, "How do you like those peepers, bitch?" Nobody sounds natural and their over-the-top delivery and nonverbals, you can't help but laugh. And I did laugh a lot at this movie. This movie is so bad that it becomes hilarious. Like, how can you not laugh at a plot point where a girl doesn't want to cosplay, then gets convinced to cosplay by her boyfriend, and does this weird striptease cosplay runway walk where she is Freddy Krueger, Harley Quinn, and then the weirdest Edward Scissorhands I've ever seen. Like, that shit is funny. As for the kills, it's pretty standard slasher fare with the creeper mostly using his axe and belly button shurikens to take people out. Also, Belly Button Shurikens, it's a great band name. You're welcome. Nothing really stands out as memorable except for the creeper's death, which ties into what I think is the worst part of this movie, and that is the absolutely horrible CGI. I have not seen CGI this bad in a big budget mainstream movie in a long time. This is Sci-Fi Channel original movie levels of bad. Like, there's a scene towards the end which the characters are on a roof and they're being attacked by birds, and the birds look worse than anything in Alfred Hitchcock's The Birds, and that movie came out so many years ago. The CGI in this, you can tell everything is green screen. It has that weird unnatural rendering look to it. The backgrounds look like they were pulled straight from Mortal Kombat Annihilation, and that movie came out 25 years ago. I understand the budget wasn't that big. I think the budget was like $4 million, but come on, you gotta do less with more, man, because this is not it. Also, there's sequences of like the creeper needing to fly, and if it's gonna look like shit, like, just don't make him fly. Like, you've taken everything else away from him. Don't make him fly. He doesn't need to. Ground him. Overall, Jeepers Creepers Reborn is as bad as everyone says it is, and absolutely deserves that 0% on Rotten Tomatoes. But did I have fun with it? Yeah, I did. For me, it is not the worst movie of 2022. I still think, even though this movie is objectively worse in every category, I still think I enjoyed this piece of garbage more than Rob Zombie's The Munsters. It's just, I had more fun. There were things to laugh at. I would not recommend you pay money to see this movie at all. Like, don't do that. But if you can watch it for free for a bad movie night, definitely check it out. I'd highly recommend it in that regard. But yeah, for me, this was better and more enjoyable than The Munsters. Sorry, Munsters lovers. But what do you think? Is this the worst movie you've seen of 2022? Or maybe one of the worst movies you've ever seen in your entire life? Let me know in the comments below. Also, recommend me some really bad horror movies. I love watching bad horror movies. They're so much fun to check out. So drop those in the comments below. As always, please leave a like for this video and subscribe to the channel. I really do appreciate all the support you guys have given me over the past couple months, helping my channel grow. Thank you so much for that. And as always, until next time, stay weird.